Again.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Roger Chase here with episode 10 of season 3 of the Japan Time podcast. I am joined by almost all of the regular cast, except for Ricky, who is still not here yet, and McDareth, who apparently is in the hospital for a hernia right now, so I hope he feels better soon. So who is here? We've got Coast.
Hello, Nintendo gamers!
We've got Mike.
Oh.
We've got Shofu.
Hey, dudes.
We've got Viram.
Good evening, lovely people.
We've got Warchamp7, who's on mute right now, but hopefully you can hear him.
Hello.
All right, that was loud. And we also have, of course, the realist Zeph on Twitter.
Hi.
And then we are joined by a special guest this week. My boy, do you want to introduce yourself? Let people know who you are.
How's it going, everybody? It's Tito. Been a lot of Shofu's videos lately. Young French fry. My head looks like a potato. That's the joke. That's basically everything I am as a human. And Shofu, don't worry, that money will be in your PayPal by the end of the day. Don't worry about it.
Man. Thank you, man.
No problem.
You know what I'm saying? You want to be on Japan time? You want to be on Japan time? You got to pay me $30.
So we're selling wait.
30.
So Shofu can sell a Japan
I'm
time,
just
but
kidding,
I can't
man.
sell merchandise. What is this?
He's not giving me any money, or is he? Who knows?
I want a cut of this, man. Honestly,
you can sell merchandise as soon as you give me merchandise to sell and put on the website.
Hey, y'all want to be on Japan time?
You can put that on the website right now. Throw that.
Go ahead and donate $300. You can be on Japan time.
Someone will probably do that, so actually don't listen to what Shofu said and do not donate.
Yo, we can just legit, dude. If we make a Patreon, we can legit just do that.
I'm not making a Patreon. So anyway, moving on from Patreon and donations and the tax to be on Japan time.
5 $300 spots, a big 1,500 rolling in.
All right, listen. We could talk about Smash Brothers. We could talk about fake leaks. We could talk about all the stuff that's going on right now. Who cares? I don't care. Last night, the world was forever changed with the announcement of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. There have been some steaming hot takes on Twitter in regards to these games, and I am very curious to see where the cast of Japan Time lies with these games. Do you guys like these games? Do you hate these games? What do you enjoy from the trailer? What are you excited to see? Let's just have a wild free-for-all discussion. There are no show notes this week. We are just talking about Pokemon. We'll probably do viewer questions later, but I figure, we get the Pokemon YouTuber here.
Pokemon Quest some ass!
I agree. Pokemon Quest is some fucking. I think that's the first game I ever uninstalled in 3 minutes.
Yep, same.
Hey, the
Swift is
music's kind of
uninstalled
clean.
all my life.
Yeah.
Now, when I say ass, I mean ass as in I'm not playing that game at home on my television. All right.
Yeah.
When it comes out on mobile, I might try it again.
Yeah.
That's not a Switch game. They should have.
Apparently, everyone said, it's like not a Switch game.
That game should have
Doesn't
absolutely
feel like
been.
a Switch game.
No, it feels like a cell phone game on the Switch.
Yeah.
It should have absolutely been left to mobile only. I don't like it.
I mean, I like what little I played, and I was playing in handheld mode at a cafe. I wasn't like playing at home.
I rather enjoy it.
It was pretty fun.
No,
I'm still waiting for my boxy Lickitung though. I want to find Lickitung.
A lot of people actually do like Quest. A couple people in my Discord have been playing it a lot.
Yeah, I've been playing it almost since I got home, but it's also because I don't have many other Switch games to go. Like I have Splatoon and I have Mario Rabbids.
So what you're saying is when Pokemon comes out, that's in the garbage.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But until then, this is a good game I can just play, and by play I mean have it on while I do other things.
I gotta ask you, Tito, why do you not have Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is the best game on the system?
Because payday's tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Download it tomorrow. I expect to hear about it on next week's Japan Time.
He can't afford it. He's got to pay off
It's literally the kind of game you'd play while taking a shit.
Okay. All right. So the paycheck after that, after I'm done, paying off this loan that I had to get this seat here.
Got it. Cool. So 2 weeks from now,
right,
or 3 weeks from now, I guess, if you pay every other week, I expect you to talk about Xenoblade.
All right.
Hopefully we see a Xenoblade character at E3. Who knows? But I should also bring up that this Pokemon announcement was really weird because they didn't have a live press conference that you could watch on a stream. They uploaded the press conference later, and they basically live tweeted the event and then uploaded trailers as the conference went on. And they announced that there was going to be a Switch game and a mobile game. They showed off Quest. I was actually out of the house, and then I saw it was for Switch, and I freaked out thinking that was a Switch game and that Let's Go was going to be on mobile. Thank goodness. That did not end up being the case. They also announced, let's get this out of the way right now because I hate this discussion that's going on. They also announced, in addition to Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee and Pokemon Quest, that a new core Pokemon RPG is coming to the Switch next year, Generation 8. So we're going to get a new generation. But this year, we're getting Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go.
Be happier.
Me too.
I'm really excited for Pokemon Let's Go Ultra.
Yeah, I'm ready.
And the inevitable sequel, Let's Go Plus Ultra.
No, it's Let's Go and then Let's Go Together is the third.
Plus
game.
Ultra would actually be
Let's
fire.
go
if you could play it
together.
No, I think the most interesting here is that the Pokemon trailer said our first adventure in a new style. So I'm pretty amped for the 2019 title to have Cube Pokemon.
Please no.
Stop.
Huh?
Stop.
What'd you just say?
There's,
I can't wait for the
This thing's not-
2019 title to look like
He's
Pokemon
talking
Can't wait for you to
nonsense.
stop talking.
Just stop it.
Quest. I cannot be silenced. I can't actually. Please don't.
Wait. So are we all like-minded here? Like we all like the look of Let's Go?
I love
There's
it.
a lot of hate.
I like
There's
it.
a
No,
lot.
there's
I
a
like
lot of
it.
hate because it doesn't. People are saying that the models are too goofy, but that's
It's
they-
literally the same models.
Yeah, I know. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm happy that it actually looks updated, it looks HD, because that's what I've been waiting for forever.
Yeah,
I
it looks
think
like
it looks
Citra with
great.
no lines.
I'm happy that in the sense where when I saw it, and immediately when they announced the 2019 version, I was like, okay, this is a good indicator, like a benchmark. It's at least gonna look as good, like the new one's gonna look at least as good as Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go
Yeah.
Eevee. So
it's gonna look
that
better.
made me feel it's probably gonna look better, but it's at least gonna look that good. So if next year they come out with a game and it looks roughly the same, like I'm gonna be fine, like personally. But if it looks even better, it's just like, so that's what I took about the way it looks. Oh, it looks pretty good. Like I'd play that.
Did you guys know that the 2019 game has been being worked on since before the Switch was released?
They talked about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That shit has a long ass development cycle.
I'm
That's
trying to
gonna be
see some
clean.
clean ass gameplay.
That's gonna be clean.
And that was the same case with Breath of the Wild too, right?
yeah,
that was,
yeah,
that was supposed to be a
That
Wii
was-
U game.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
then
like you can only imagine, like of course.
I chit chatted with this last night with like Zeph and Coast and a couple other people just hanging out as the announcements were happening. But I could probably almost guarantee that Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are like the engine the 2019 title is going to be run on. Like this is like a prototype that they like fleshed out. They're just like, okay, here's our new game engine. Let's remake one of the original games in this engine and just like get everything squared away.
I don't know if
And
people remember, but we talked about this on Japan Time last season about how the next game is going to be in Kanto and is going to test the engine by recreating the most iconic portions of Pokemon, and that they'll eventually release the new generation after that.
Yeah.
So we literally said this to
yeah,
the
we called it.
on Japan Time like a year ago, and people were like, "There's no way we're gonna go back to Kanto, la la la," and then all these rumors came out, and suddenly people forget what we were saying earlier. But one thing I want to bring up in regards to this is, I really do hope that when we move on to this next generation, they don't just immediately throw away all the stuff they added into this.
Yeah,
Because
that's
like
not
the
something I want.
overworld Pokemon thing, I actually kind of like.
I don't think
I
they will.
love the following Pokemon
Nah,
thing is
hell
great.
no. There's no way they're going backwards. This isn't a Game
What I
Boy.
want
Uh,
the thing is though, like what I want
Podcast.
to stay is the Pokemon Go catching
I hate
Pokemon
Shofu.
system. But I want wild battles to exist, but I
Yeah.
want like when I'm gonna catch a Pokemon, make it like Pokemon Go so there's more of a skill-based element to it. I'm fucking sick of false swipe Thunder Wave and then I just mash A until I catch a Pokemon.
so you
I
want there to
agree
be skill on top of the
Yeah.
RNG, on top of
Yeah.
the orange. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually think that has a high likelihood of coming back because they have announced that the Pokeball Plus Joy-Con that you use to like catch Pokemon with is going to be used for other titles in the future. It's not just for Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go
they
Eevee.
said that?
Because to me,
Yeah, that's why I'm buying
they
it.
did say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be weird for them to make a whole peripheral like
Yeah,
that for
yeah,
just
yeah.
one
So,
I mean, then
mean,
again, they made the Poke Walker, so
Right.
that was just for Heart Gold Soul
but
Silver.
that came bundled with the game though.
I'm sure there will be a bundle with Let's Go
Yeah,
Pikachu
of
and Let's Go
course.
Eevee
The
where you get it. Yeah.
Pokeball is
The-
just like a glorified Pokewalker.
It's
Yeah,
a Joy-Con,
that's exactly what it
but
is.
just
Yeah.
It's a
shaped like
Joy-Con
Pokeball.
Poke Walker.
It's not even
Yeah.
a Joy-Con, I don't think though. Like
It is a
It's
Joy-Con.
No, it is.
controller.
It's got a
I know
controller.
it
like,
functions for the game, but like I'm pretty sure Pokemon Let's Go like literally only requires joystick, one button, and gyro. Like it's not a complicated controller.
Well, it has
I
HD
think they're gonna be
Rumble
able to. I don't know if they're gonna be able to repurpose it for much.
I was
Like, it's like a
Okay, but,
two-button
but
controller.
how many people are gonna throw their Joy-Cons through their TVs?
A lot.
Dude,
Remember the Wiimotes?
The always wear wrist strap text on that video was gigantic.
Yeah. You can clearly see even in the little 3D Pokeball catching the other Pokemon, you see the wrist trap hanging off of the Pokeball. So I feel like they're clarifying to people like you should always wear your wrist strap if you're playing
Oh,
this game.
Absolutely
Yeah.
every shot they took with
Yeah.
that in frame, they're like the wrist strap needs to be visible every time.
And
That
I'm seeing some people, not to cut you off real quick,
No,
but
no,
I'm
you're good,
seeing
you're
some
good.
people like talking about how they hate that this has Pokemon Go integration. Would you rather that all those Pokemon that you caught in Pokemon Go just sit there in an app that you're not using? Like, I think that's kind of stupid that people are upset that you could transfer your Pokemon Go Pokemon into
It's
this
not
game.
even that.
It's not even that. Yeah, it's like there's a park, right? There's like a Pokemon Go park that
Yeah,
unlocks
it's like Pal Park
items
from
or
Sinnoh.
something. Yeah, so I don't understand why people are so upset about this. I feel like people just wanted the next generation or the Gen 4 slopper knockers were like, I need my remake of Diamond and Pearl. It's so good. My
Yeah.
favorite game. And then they were waiting for this, and then they didn't get it. And then now they're going to have to wait another 2 years to get it. And so it's like, I don't know. I
I
think,
think
those
that,
people
I
are being
think that a
big
lot of
babies.
people underestimate the actual popularity worldwide of Pokemon Go. Like,
They
people,
absolutely do.
like
Yeah.
people like in America stop playing it after a while because that's like an American thing where we like play a hot thing and then we'll drop it after a while. But like people play Pokemon Go all the time, like everywhere else. Like it's in Japan,
I
it's
started
huge.
playing
In
again.
China, it's huge. Like it's
It's not even that. Like, people like Pokemon Go still has a really high player base. It's just that when it released and it exploded and everyone was talking about it, that just sort of faded away and like sort of
The updates came
subsided
too
from.
slow.
Yeah. But it's still widely played, and again, like in comparison to Japan, it's two different markets, I guess.
It's just it's also making people play again, and there are people like me.
excuse me.
I never bring my Switch anywhere, but with
Same.
this game and Pokemon Go, I'll probably put my Switch in my backpack from now on. when I
I'll
go
probably
places.
just walk around, catch Pokemon, go home, and trade into my game.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna
Yeah.
take my Switch outside still.
I'll probably
Actually,
no,
that
I'm gonna
brings
like
up-
carry
that
with my
brings up-
backpack or something.
That
but-
brings up another good point that I hope they do with Pokemon Go is add more Pokestops, because
Yeah.
if they somehow
Yeah.
integrate the two, like, well, they are going to integrate the two, but
Yeah.
to make the flow a little more consistent, there definitely needs to be more Pokestops, especially for people who live in
I had to go.
more-
I have to go downtown to.
yeah,
actually
for
get
people who
Pokeballs.
live in more suburban regions. It's
Yeah.
it's harder.
That's
Well,
what I'm
they said
hoping
that
with
when
the,
you link-
the gifts.
Yeah, when you link together, you get a gift. So like maybe every time you link, they'll give you 10 Pokeballs or something. That would be nice.
Okay, that's I like that.
And this is totally anecdotal, but I went out today just because of the trailer last night, and I went to go catch an Alolan exec. They just added him in to
Same.
go. And
Yeah.
I went to my local mall, and every other person on their phone was playing Pokemon Go. And again, this might just be like my little corner of Glendale, but I feel like there were a ton of people in the mall who were like at the Pokestops. There were even like raid battles going on, which I almost completely forgot that was even a thing in Pokemon Go, where you can get like the legendary Pokemon and everything. And there were multiple people at each raid stop. And everybody that I asked, I was like, oh, you playing Pokemon Go? They're like, yeah, we're trying to get our Alolan Executor so we get it for the Switch game. So I think there's a lot of people who maybe played Gen 1 or Gen 2, dropped off on Pokemon, got back into it with Go, and then now they own Switches, they're older, they have discretionary income, and they see something that reminds them of the game that they played as a kid, but in HD, with all these cool features that are added in based on the game that they just recently played on their phones, and they're like, oh, this is pretty cool, I want to get into this. So I think this is incredibly smart from at least a marketing standpoint of Nintendo's, and I really do
almost
think
wanna
this is
say
going to do
this is why Alolan
gangbusters.
forms were made.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
in addition to that, I was mentioning it before, but in addition to that, the dynamic of the fact that you have this older generation that used to play Pokemon, and now you also have this younger generation who probably haven't experienced Gen 1 at all. you can have that brand new overlap between the people.
Mm-hmm.
I was
So, like,
talking about this
especially-
today. Yeah, the exact thing you're talking about. My cousin, she has never ever played a Pokemon game other than Go and like Gold and Silver. And today she asked if we wanted to go downtown to play Pokemon Go because she heard the news for the new Switch game, and she asked if I'm gonna buy it because she wants to play it. And go figure, there's co-op. That's exactly what they're trying to do, is get
Which
people
is
to buy their
amazing.
games.
By the way, that it has local co-op, and the way even it works where you're catching Pokemon and you each throw your own Joy-Con, you can do like a double catch and then
That
both
is
people hit the Pokemon. That is super
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
This,
See, that's
I feel like
how I-
Pokemon sales, they've plateaued, and I think going hand in hand with Pokemon Go will push both of them over that. And I
agree.
don't know. I think it's gonna explode again.
Getting back to real quick, because since we were to talk about all the mechanics, I was talking with some other VGC players about, because the problem with especially competitive Pokemon is the fact that there's a very high barrier for entry in terms of like it takes a while. It's not like you can.
Yeah, you have to learn a lot. Before
It's
you can even
intimidating, man.
No, it's not even that you have to
800
learn a lot. You have to actually be able. If you can't gen, if I'm Jimmy Jim.
Oh, we're talking
And
about
I'm like,
that. We're going back that far.
Yeah.
Even
No,
if
no,
you,
and I'm-
even if you can gen, there's still a high learning curve because you still
Right.
need to know what all the other Pokemon do.
So what I forget. It might have been.
Which is why they should
saying
give you
about-
Pokemon anyways, because no game
Yes.
that's competitive makes you create the character from scratch.
Yeah. So like I forget. I think it might have been War Champ who was talking about the actual like physical act of catching. I was talking to them about how it would in the new 2019 game how it could be cool where it was more like the anime where instead of getting them down to 1 HP or stunning them, the battles were were overall harder and there were less of them. But to catch a Pokemon, you could just feint it, just like in the anime. As opposed to like, oh, let me get it to like full swipe and like blah, 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 like just to make it a little bit more like the anime, because I feel like that's also a really big problem, where the player experience that you get by playing the game is nothing like the anime or it's nothing like competitive. And that's why one of the big appeals of Let's Go Pikachu is that it's all succinct. It's the same experience almost throughout. You get what you get in Go. It's really obvious to go to Let's Go Pikachu. Like it's all succinct as opposed to being very disconnected.
Yeah, I agree with the catching Pokemon thing. Me, Mike, and Adam all talked about this. Having more ways to catch Pokemon, like the anime, where instead of forcing them to join you, maybe you could give them a berry or something, and then they'll want to be your friend or just something like that.
Oh, that's clean.
Are we Persona now, basically? Where you
I'd
interrogate
be-
them? You say-
I'd be down for any. Like I love Let's Go because it's experimenting. I've wanted change in Pokemon for so long, and I'd be fine as a permanent like a Let's Go series where they experiment with new ideas.
Well, you can even do that in Go. You can give them berries to make it easier to catch them.
Yeah, exactly.
So they'll
Yeah, I
probably
imagine
do
that will
something
carry
similar
over.
with this one. Absolutely, yeah.
Because there's
So,
definitely
I-
items in the catching menu.
Before we get more into the catching stuff, though, I want to go back to something Tito just brought up, which was like the competitive game, right? And how complicated it is for people who are new. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong if you guys don't think this is the case, that next year's VGC will be Gen 1 VGC within Let's Go.
Well, they said no
disagree.
ranked, right?
I disagree.
There's no battle spot.
Yeah.
So what do you think it's going to be next year?
I think people are going to play Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon again, but they're going to do. I think for VDC you're going to do. It's kind of what's happening now with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but like even more so. So you'll do like national decks with some bans. Like you'll ban the Super Odemon, like RCS stuff like that. But I think that like it's definitely going to be Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon for one more year, unless when they say 2019, they mean like January, which I don't think is the case.
This is
No,
like
it'll be no
Second
it'll be
half,
no-
yeah.
Okay, so then definitely I'm playing Usum again for another year, which is trash, but like
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where it's like, all right, now you can play whatever you want because no one likes this game anyway. So
But I do want to clarify something because there's a lot of stupid people both in the chat and on Twitter who clearly don't know about this.
Jesus.
No, but I want to clarify something because people are going that there's no battling in Pokemon Let's Go. I don't know how you
Oh
watched
my
that
God.
trailer unless you're blind and you missed the whole section with Bulbasaur and Pikachu fighting Venonat.
Yeah,
But battling is still present in the game.
Yeah.
It's just that
It
you
don't
only
look
battle
like it.
trainers and gym leaders.
don't
So that's
fight
wild
wild
to me that
Pokemon.
people think that there's no battling in this game at all. That is not the case. I don't know what trailer you're watching, but that is not
The whole
case.
wild
How
battle
do you
thing
watch
isn't
that
even
video?
Well, how do you
And
train
the
your
wild battle
Pokemon
thing
then?
isn't even a big idea.
Yeah.
No. Listen. Okay, so when I played Ultra Sun and Moon and Sun and Moon, I can't think of a time that I battled a wild Pokemon to do anything other than catch it.
Right.
All I did that whole game was battle trainers, and my levels were still on par.
Yeah, because they made it so you didn't have to grind at all. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
so I don't think wild battles are even important. That like, if I'm gonna scale fine just with the trainers, then it doesn't really
But
matter.
okay, but say I get a random Pokemon from Pokemon Go that's like level 5, and I trade it over when I'm at the end.
I'm
of the
sure
game.
there'll be something to
Well-
there'll be something.
Right. 'cause
Which
you
means
probably
that
put-
I have to go battle some trainers then.
Well, see,
No,
so
maybe
to
it could be a
me,
mini game or something.
I'm kind of thinking that the candy stuff is going to carry over.
Yeah, like,
Because
the
when you
CP,
put a
right?
Pokemon, well, yeah, but I think the CP will equate to some type of level thing.
Yeah.
And I think that when you actually trade those Go Pokemon or put them in the Go Park or whatever, and you get presents in game, I have a feeling that presents gained through leveling with candies while you're inside the Pokeball Plus thing or whatever is going to end up giving you rare candies in the game to level up your Pokemon. Because
I
there
wanna
has to
say
be some
that-
way, if there's no wild Pokemon battling, there has to be some other way to get your Pokemon up to that level. Because if you're just having trainer battles, like you're going to be super underleveled by the time you get to the Elite Four. So they're either going to have to add a lot more trainer battles to it, or gain more experience from battles, or they're going to have to do something like I said with rare candies or an additional way to level up your Pokemon.
Or what if they get rid of levels altogether, and they just have individual mons with like stats and typing?
Well, we saw
Like-
levels, but another
I
thing
didn't
that
see
we
that.
saw was
Yeah.
that they have combat power from Pokemon Go as well on top
Right.
of levels.
Mm-hmm.
So
On top of levels. I thought it
Yeah,
was
it's
just
both.
combat.
No, it's both. Yeah.
Okay.
there's a lot that we don't know, but I'm sure Game Freak has planned for all of this.
That's kind of why I'm curious, though, if they're going to end up doing at least one competitive gen of this. Because I do think it would be neat to sort of bring it back to the basics for the anniversary of Pokemon, to then be like, okay, the metagame for this year is just the original 151, but with all the modern mechanics, with, like the physical and special split and all the different moves. I think it would actually be kind of cool to have like double battles VGC where it's just the original 151 in some Alolan form.
I'd like to see that too, but I just don't.
Yeah.
This is too much of a. It's a game for Pokemon Go players to learn how to play. I'm pretty sure.
Could you imagine, though, you have like VGC with Machamp?
I'd love to see it.
No
Gen
guard.
5, Black and White 1 VGC was great just because it was all Black and White Pokemon.
Yeah. Tauros becomes
racist.
OP again.
Do we think this will be like a full-fledged remake, like all the gyms, Elite Four, the whole game?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I'm going to go one step further, too, and make a prediction. I said this in the Game Explained discussion about this. I'm going to say it again here. My prediction is that even though I don't think there's going to be another region at the end of the game, I think there's going to be some type of like small post-game after the Elite Four that culminates in you going to the top of Mount Silver. And instead of red being at the top, it's going to be red and blue together. And it's going to be a double battle.
What the hell? That's way too specific.
But I'm telling you now, that is my weird out there prediction.
What the
I don't know
hell?
why I'm sensing this or why I feel this, but like
I don't
they're
think
doing a
red has
big
anything to do with it.
So
No, so that was in the original leak, if you remember, for Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. The original leak mentioned that red and blue are characters in the game, but are not the trainers that you play as, which says to me that they either are like something beyond just being the champion of the game, because I feel like the rival is probably going to be the champion. I think later
you can
on
play
in
as
the
the
game,
rival.
what do you mean?
That's your co-op partner.
Right. But
But
I'm
is
saying
that the
that
rival?
character at the end, like you're not going to go co-op
Oh,
through
yeah,
the
true.
Elite Four. I don't think they're going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the thing that I caught. Because this game is tied to Pokemon Go, and Pokemon Go is constantly expanding with like new region mons, I am thinking that Pokemon Let's Go might not just be a one-off game. I think they might add the other regions later on and keep expanding it as either as like free DLC or paid DLC.
I
But
think it'll be new games.
I think this game is going to keep getting like the old regions remade and added to it as Pokemon Go expands.
I mean,
to
that would be
the further
amazing.
The
generation.
problem though
Yeah.
with the Let's Go stuff is, would we go back to using starters for Gen 2 and Plus? Because there's not a Pikachu and Eevee for every generation.
Yeah, but you don't have to pick like there are, and this is the problem. Not even the problem, but one of the things that I've been really trying to campaign for is that the disconnect that I find a lot of the time is that the game that you play is nothing like the anime that you watch, and more often than not, at least from my experience, like being around a lot of young, like my brothers and his friends, and he's like 13. Like they do one or the other. They either watch the show or they play the game. It's very rare that they do both to the level that we do. Like, and even most of us don't even watch the anime, even though like the Sun and Moon anime is actually really good.
Yeah, it is.
It's so there needs to be a connection. Like why am I playing VGC in doubles when I'm playing the whole game in singles? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So I just feel like, again, there needs to be some sort of connection with the whole thing, because I feel like it's very clunky. That's the word I use. The whole, like, whatever you pick, just make it consistent.
I do wonder if the next season is gonna bring them back to Kanto temporarily. Like, I haven't been keeping up with Sun and Moon's anime, but like, where are they in the story right now? Is there gonna be room for a little Kanto mini season like the Orange Island?
Probably.
There was a
whole
period
year.
when they returned to Kanto for a bit.
Yeah. They Misty and Brock visited Ash. Then Ash went back, and they're now the gym leaders of their cities or whatever. And Kiawe battled Brock, and Ash battled Misty. So which was probably the two best episodes of the entire season so far. So if you haven't watched those were all the memes from Brock being shirtless. That's where it comes from. So, but yeah, that's probably the most you'll get.
So I'm curious. Do you guys think? I hate to get into this discussion because this is like the part about the new Pokemon games that I hate so much. Is where do you think this is going to land in terms of like a timeline? Do you think this is going to be like a Sun and Moon related game where like maybe it'll be in the future a little bit, like Giovanni will maybe be in charge of Team Rocket, but he won't be the Viridian City gym leader anymore, or like Koga won't be the gym leader of what's his town, Fuchsia City? Like, do you think there will be new gym leaders in this, or do you think it's just a full-on
I think it's a
reboot with the
retelling.
original?
In which game?
Okay.
In Let's Go?
Of Yellow. Yeah, in Let's Go. Yeah.
Because
They
well, it's
advertised it
a
as a new adventure, so I
it's-
always thought it would be
McDareth,
like,
you're not gonna do this again. Say,
been in the
say
cool for a
hello,
while.
But he didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Masuda also straight up said it's a remake of Yellow.
I just always look
Hey,
at the
Jesse and
trailer
Jane.
and it always says like a familiar place with like new adventure.
New style,
or-
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem.
Because I'm thinking,
it
I'm
says-
thinking the in-game events for like Charmander and Bulbasaur and Squirtle and stuff will all still be there.
Yeah.
Because if you're starting with Pikachu or Eevee, like they're gonna want to give those characters to players.
It only
But
said first adventure in a new style. It didn't say
Yeah,
new
so I
adventure.
don't think it matters. I think it's just a remake of Yellow, to be
I was
honest.
thinking like the way Sun and Moon ended with Giovanni, that this could be a good way to tie back into that with like the dimensional rainbow rocket.
Yeah, but this was just regular Rocket. I think
Like-
Rainbow Rocket will be reserved for the more hardcore games, because people that played Sun and Moon, the people that played Pokemon Go, most of them haven't played Sun and Moon, so they don't know what the fuck Rainbow Rocket even is. I think this will just be regular Team Rocket, and then Rainbow Rocket might be a post-game thing again in the 2019 game.
I hope
we
there's
do-
none of
go ahead.
that in this game.
thank
Yeah.
you, Mike. Thank you.
I just
That's
want
the
it to be
stuff that I
regular old Team
hate.
Rocket.
We just had this conversation on Twitter like 2 weeks ago, Zeph, because you were like, how could you possibly not like Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but like Sun and Moon when it's just the same game with more content? And as I explained to you, like all of that stuff that's just like nostalgia pulls and trying to like complicate the story even further and the dimension twisting garbage and changing characters. It's like, you don't need that. I think that's what's refreshing about this, is that this is bringing it back to the basics.
So
You're getting
good.
stuff that we grew up with, but it's reimagined. They're redesigning it. They're taking risks with the actual way that the game is laid out. And again, they could go back to the core games next year and maybe overcomplicate it if they really want to. But I do hope that some of the like genuine improvements that they've already made to the game system that are present in the trailer for this game already carry over to the next one. I really do. And I'm concerned that it's not going to. And like what Zeph said, this will be like a side series where they take risks. And if that's the case, I genuinely feel like I might be done with the main series of Pokemon and just stick to like the risk-taking series. Because to me, I feel like, sort of like how we were talking about the series plateauing, I feel like it plateaued at Oris. And I think it's never gone up from there. I think Sun and Moon impressed me at the time, but then going back and looking at it, like the stuff with Oris, Sun and Moon, and then Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, it's just like there's too much nonsense that appeals to the, I hate to say this, but like the YouTube analyst theorist crowd
Yeah, I
that
know
really
the
doesn't need to be there at all, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Well,
I
I
would
think the
say,
nostalgia. shit will end now because there's
Yeah,
Let's Go.
yeah.
So I don't think there'll
Yeah.
be nostalgia pandering.
Which is fine. I think that's fine.
I would say that even Sun and Moon, even of itself, was a risk. When you look at it, it's like, yeah, they kind of went overboard, but like they got rid of gyms and all this other stuff.
I
Like,
don't think
smooth
it
battles.
plateaued at Oris. Yeah, I agree with McNairth. Sun and Moon, even though it's not a replayable game. Like it's more like an RPG, like Persona, where you play it once and you absorb the story and you're done. It's
Yeah.
not like the other Pokemon games where you can play over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I think it's fine that way. It's my third favorite generation. I don't know. I think Pokemon's been getting better again.
I think that one of the consensus, at least from what I'm hearing, and Shofu and I have talked about this several times, is that the formula has been so stagnant. Any attempt to deviate from the formula in a significant way is good. Like it's like if you're getting rid of gyms, yeah, I'm about that. Like as long as it's not awful and it's okay, like yes, please change it. Like whether it's like some things that everybody's been wanting, like yeah, like let me play as the villain or the villain team that we're never gonna get, or like let me pick like one of the things that I've been hearing a lot is instead of them giving you a starter, you have to go out and pick like a random Pokemon as opposed to like an option of 3. So like just like anything that'll deviate from the traditional formula, I think is something that we can all say, yeah, let's do that.
But of course, if that were to happen, Pokemon fans would freak out and be like, "What the hell, Game Freak?
I mean,
Go
but
back!"
they freaked out anyway at this. I mean, that just goes to show
That's what
how
I mean.
fragile the fan base is.
Pokemon fans are stupid. They
I've
don't
been
know what they
preaching
want.
this.
Yeah.
I've been preaching this. Sonic fans and Pokemon fans are the same people. They don't know what they want. They ask for something and then they get it and then they're like, okay, I don't like it. I don't want it like this. Go back. Every time.
Yeah, I'm
What's
actually
funny though is the games that go back to the classic style are usually the ones that end up being the best. Though, as you look at Sonic Mania, that's arguably the best Sonic
that
game in
also
years.
wasn't Sonic Team.
Yeah. It was
Well, but
amazing.
it's still, I'm just saying, it's still a game that's in the main series that goes back to the
Oh,
core,
Lord,
which is
what
what
the
this is
fuck?
doing. You know, we won't talk about Sonic that much, even though there's a
Yeah.
Sonic racing game. That
What?
There's a Sonic
Is it
racing
Sonic
game.
Race? Wait.
Okay, let's just get it out of the way.
Oh,
We segue.
Danica Patrick, Danica
All right,
Patrick,
go ahead,
Danica
go ahead,
Patrick,
go ahead,
Danica
talk about it,
Patrick.
go ahead.
No, then
Add Rouge the Bat, please, as a playable racer.
So they announced Team Sonic Racing. The biggest thing I want to see from this is to be like racing transformed, and the Sumo Digital is the one making it, and they're the ones that made both the Sonic Racing All Star series. So the drifting system, all that they carried over from All Star would be nice. I'm hoping it doesn't have any transforming at all because that was all right, but some maps sucked when you only fly. And I hope they add Blaze at Infinite. Okay. So we don't know anything else. So we know there's drifting. We know it's by that studio. So I think it's in good hands. And I'm excited.
Sonic's still in a car. I sleep.
He's trying to keep it even. If Sonic runs, he's going to win. The car is his limiter.
Nope. Give me
Dude,
Sonic
the
car style again.
one game where they were out the car
Wait,
was
why can't?
bad.
Okay, wait. So why does he have to limit himself with the car? He can run at normal speed. I've seen it.
It's Sonic. He'd be bored. So he drives. It's
All right, I'll break his knees and he has to crawl. New game. New game.
That'd be a great
Sonic in a
Sonic game.
wheelchair.
I mean, if we want to go to that part, why is Bowser in a cart? Why can't Bowser just fly in his ship?
What?
Man, that's
kinda-
okay. What if
Car
that's just
thing?
against
What
the
do you-
rules? That's against the
Those
rules.
are,
of
those are
Mario
two
Kart.
different.
Okay, well, what if the rules in this is you have to be in a car?
No, this is called Sonic Racing, so he makes the rules. He doesn't want to be in a car. Mario makes the rules because it's not fair to fly.
Right.
Also, don't they fly in the new Mario Kart? You have a glider?
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah, so that's like, yeah.
That's flying and gliding are kind of different.
I guess that's true. That's true. All right, moving away from Sonic because I really don't want to focus too much on Sonic. Going back to Pokemon Let's Go. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about in terms of this?
I have a way
my
to
God.
actually. Oh, sorry. Okay.
No, I'm just you're loud as hell for me. I don't have anything to say. It just scared the shit out of me.
Sorry.
Okay.
I have a way for us to actually tie this into Smash, which is what the podcast is supposed to be about.
Cool.
Cool. TeamJapanTime.cool.
Cool.
I have a feeling we might get Eevee in Smash.
Eevee is in Smash, so it's fine. We don't need
Nope. Playable.
it. Nope, that's in Smash.
So I actually kind of feel the same way, And the reason why I feel that way is this. I feel like this is going to be a Smash game where we're going to get 2 new Pokemon. We haven't had this since Brawl with Pokemon Trainer and Lucario.
Yeah.
And then we had Mewtwo and Pichu, and then they brought back Mewtwo, but they just added Greninja, and then they separated Charizard from Pokemon Trainer. So I don't really even count that as a new Pokemon. But looking at the last generation, at the Sun and Moon generation, and also this, and the development time and what Sakurai knew was in development, I do think that we will end up seeing a new Gen 1 Pokemon and a Pokemon from the Sun and Moon generation, whether that's Incineroar or Decidueye or whatever. And I also think that there is sort of an open spot on the roster that the only Pokemon that filled this was Ivysaur, and they're not going to bring back Ivysaur, let's be real, for a quadruped. We never had a Pokemon that just runs that isn't on 2 legs. So I do think it would be really cool if they did Eevee.
If you can like, if for different moves, Eevee could transform into other evolutions.
Like a stance, user.
I guess, but I don't know how it would work. Like,
well, it worked like that in the manga. Basically,
well, there's a special
and it become
yeah,
exactly, and then it would become all the different evolutions.
I'd be down with that if I did forward tilt and I changed to Vaporeon or something, or I did down tilt and became Flareon.
That would actually be really cool.
I'd be fine with that. I just don't want basic ass Eevee tackling people.
You could make it kind of like Monado's, like in the way where it's like you have a special that lets you change forms to different evolutions. Like you would basically, realistically, you would get Jolteon, Vaporeon, Flareon, Espeon and Umbreon. Like I don't think you're getting Sylveon. You're definitely not getting Leafeon trash. So
I think it would just be the first 3 maybe.
Yeah.
Because I think 5 movesets would be a little much.
The only way I could see all of them incorporated would be, I feel like its final smash, if Eevee was playable, would end up being the Z move that they just gave Eevee, where he summons all the different evolutions, giant rainbow beam attacks.
Interesting how Pikachu and Eevee got Z moves, and they're the only not fully evolved Pokemon.
Exactly. And they're favoring both Pikachu and Eevee in this game too with costumes. Remember we talked about this a couple weeks ago with Sakurai saying, "Oh, I noticed that you're giving them costumes now. They're wearing real clothes." And they're like, "Yeah, we can experiment with the formula now." That to me is like, "Oh, these are all alternate costumes for Pikachu and Eevee in Smash." That's what we were looking at right there. And
this very obnoxious message in chat actually gave me an idea. I would be all for Eevee if Jigglypuff got axed.
Oh
wow!
Oh, that would be pretty wild. Okay.
Jigglypuff's relevance, the reign of Jigglypuff is over. It's Eevee time now.
Wow.
I mean, Jigglypuff's in the anime right now.
Again, she's back.
Yeah. She's a recurring guest character is the best way I would describe her. Like she's definitely had at least 2 to 3 episodes about her.
Okay, yeah, because there's been a long period of time where she went from drawing on everyone's face at the end of every episode to just not being there, and then almost getting cut twice from Smash. So I don't know, man. It's just when Jigglypuff is good, the game sucks. And when Jigglypuff is bad, you can't play as her. If they could find a middle ground, cool, she could stay. But if Eevee got in over Jigglypuff, I wouldn't be mad. Is a better way to put it.
I've also seen some people saying that they can't put Eevee in because he's a Pokeball Pokemon. You got to remember, Charizard was a Pokeball Pokemon. That doesn't matter at all.
I hate
this trophies, Pokeball,
why do
Pokemon.
People do this? Where does this logic come from? Whoever
the worst one, Shofu, the worst one is we need Decidueye because we don't have a grass type.
Who is saying these things? Who actually cares about that? Nobody
That's the worst
actually
one.
cares. Nobody's basing their decisions on what's missing or what is the norm. Okay, they're gonna do what they want.
We've got all those rumors floating around too that none of the characters are getting cut this time around.
Yeah.
And people did say that the roster is kind of crazy. I've been purposely staying away from leaks on this beyond what we've talked about on the show, like the Ridley and Summon Belmont thing, because I want to go in surprised with the Smash Brothers. That's the fun of E3 is, doing live reactions, and they're not going to be real live reactions if you're faking going, "Oh my god, this character, I can't believe it," and you know about the character already. If I see Ridley and Simon Belmont, am I going to freak out during E3? Of course, because I've wanted those Pokemon. I've wanted those characters, but at the same time, they were talked about already, so it's not going to shock me. I want something to shock me, and I feel like if everything just leaks beforehand, it's not going to be any fun. And I know a lot of other YouTubers have been saying "Oh, apparently they've heard things," but I do kind of want to stay in the dark. Yeah.
Also, I take back what I said. I thought about it. Now I feel bad. Don't get rid of Jigglypuff.
But you can add Eevee still. I think
Yeah,
there's
yeah, yeah.
room. I mean, like, Pokemon has been huge recently, especially with Pokemon Go. I think it's more relevant now than ever, now that there's going to be a Switch game. There's no reason why they can't add 2 more Pokemon. And I don't even think they need to cut anybody. I think
could see
every Pokemon
3,
that's in
like,
there is fine.
2
Yeah, they could put 3
added
if
to
they
base
want. Who
roster,
cares?
And then 1 DLC down the line.
There you go. And in
'Cause
fact,
maybe,
one other
maybe
Pokemon...
Greninja or Lucario might not see the light of day. But I don't know. I think they're all gonna come back.
But I was going to say, there is also that mystery Pokemon at the end of the trailer for this game, which has now been confirmed. Brand new Pokemon that's going to be introduced in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. If that's not something related to Pikachu and Eevee, I could see that Pokemon being added to Smash as well.
To Goruchu.
What if it's a new evolution? Does that count?
It could be, because
It could be, yeah.
bringing in a new generation is a good way to like these evolutions. I think it is a Gen 8 Pokemon. You know how in Gen 3, when Gen 4 is getting close to being released, Bonsly and Weavile and Munchlax started appearing in movies and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like that.
I could see that.
I think it'll just be a new Pokemon.
You could play with the Bonsly in XD, right? You could catch one and actually use
yeah,
it,
you're
so.
right. He is
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll just
So
be
that
like
wouldn't
that.
be the first time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, even the original series of the anime, they had Togepi before like Cinnabar. So
Yeah.
yeah, they could easily do that. Well, cool.
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 Yeah. Anything else about Pokemon Let's Go, or are we all in consensus now? that
I'm
this is
excited.
pretty
I want
cool?
it. I can't wait.
Cool.
Do you
That
think
is good to
Pokemon
hear.
Go? Do you think Pokemon Let's Go is a core RPG game?
Yes.
Let's just not do
No,
it.
we're not
I do.
doing this.
I do.
I'm
not-
right here.
Okay,
Post
wait,
in the
wait,
chat. Post in the
Roger.
chat.
Roger, you think it's a core RPG game? Okay, what determines that though?
Is it an RPG that looks like or is based on one of the mainline games? Yes or no?
But there's a lot of things missing.
Who cares? No, it literally is it a game based on a
Who
game
cares?
that's in the main line? Because it doesn't matter. You can change the mechanics, but at the end of the day, it is still a main game. If they're introducing a Pokemon in it, it's a main game.
It's a remake of Yellow.
It's a remake of Yellow. Why is this any
But-
different from Oris or?
I'll tell you. I'm glad you asked that question so I can prove your dumbass wrong. There's only 151 Pokemon.
Okay.
The core mechanic of the game, period, is walking into grass and battling wild Pokemon, but you can't do that. Okay, that is Pokemon.
Shofu,
at its lowest level.
I would have told you
level.
that Pokemon at its base level in the first game
Please,
was
tell
that
me.
you go and battle gym leaders, and then what happened in
No,
Sun and Moon? They got
Pokemon.
rid- Yes.
Pokemon. It's no. Pokemon from the jump is a game about trading Pokemon. How can
No,
you
it's
trade?
okay. Pokemon it's battling, catching, and trading. This game has all 3 of
but
those.
it's mostly about trading. That's what it started on. All right.
I don't know. I think it's really stupid.
I thought it started on catching, honestly.
I'm not doing
Gotta
this.
catch
But how
'em
can
all.
you catch a
That's
Pokemon
the
if you
slogan.
can't walk into the grass and catch one?
Because I
Okay,
can walk
but
up
they
to it and throw a
can.
ball at it instead.
They clarified.
So I guess
that
they're
this is
changing-
not the.
This is the dumbest conversation in the
No,
world.
but they did clarify that the
I
core
know.
game
This
they
is
were
sensible
talking about
verdict.
last E3 is the game that's coming out next year. So I could see that. That's fine. But if to say like, oh, this isn't a main Pokemon game, like it's a main adventure. You're catching Pokemon. You're going like to me, I consider it a main game. And we're also getting the quote unquote core game next year. And people could label it whatever they want. Like it's a main Pokemon RPG. So it literally is just semantics. It does not matter. And I've seen a lot of people getting like obviously we're talking about it on the show right now, and this is fine. But I've been seeing people get like genuinely angry about this on Twitter. And I just want to say to anybody who's genuinely angry about this core Pokemon discussion, you need to like find something else to do with your life because
I've
you're a
heard
fucking
people
loser.
be genuinely
Hey, don't
angry.
talk about Duncan like that.
Right.
Duncan, I don't know. I'm gonna.
Oh, God.
I use
mad.
that term lightly. Let me say that. I love Duncan. I love Duncan. He's a friend of mine for a long time. But anybody who says Gen 5 is the worst Pokemon game is genuinely wrong. Like has a bad opinion, and that's fine. I love Duncan. He can say what he wants to say. He can have an opinion. But
we
to
were having
say-
the argument
to
that
say Gen
this
5
game-
is the worst.
I don't-
To say Gen 5 is the worst in a
No.
world where Ruby and Sapphire exist
Oh my god.
is ludicrous to me.
Look, bro.
Well, he said
I
it.
hate Shofu so much.
Huh?
Okay,
What you mean,
I've been
how?
on a roll, dude. I gotta fucking relax, man.
You can
God
roll,
damn
man.
it.
Roll with it. You're good.
I gotta
You're good.
fucking relax. Look.
No one in the show knows
crazy.
what happened.
Okay, hold
I'm
on.
going crazy.
So
Look.
Right.
I feel like I can solve this fight very easily.
Morton, what
If-
you know about Pokemon, bro?
No, I don't know shit about
kidding.
Pokemon.
I'm just kidding.
Right up front, I don't know shit about Pokemon.
I'm just kidding. Relax.
but
Just
I kn-
say what you're gonna say, man.
I know a lot about stupid pedantics.
Okay.
This is my expertise. So, let's say instead of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, what if instead this game didn't have like the Go functionality, like the throwing the Pokeball? If this was just an HD remake of Pokemon Yellow, would it be a mainline title? Would you consider it a mainline title in that case?
I mean, see, I'm comparing it to what's happened in the past. Now, obviously, things can change, but every other remake is a direct remake of a game, but it has the current generation's mechanics incorporated and the Pokemon, and there'll be some other extra shit on top of that. Therefore, if this is another remake of Pokemon Yellow, I mean, I don't know. I always considered the main core games, the actual games where there's, where you actually progress to another region and you trade your Pokemon from the last game over and you go catch some Pokemon and battle gyms. Like that's what I always thought, you know what I'm talking about. But this game is Pokemon Go HD. So I don't think it counts. It's Pokemon Go DLC.
Well,
It's
one
Pokemon,
thing
it's
I know
Pokemon
for
Go
sure-
with the story mode.
The one thing I know for sure is that Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee are going to be better games than Fire
Hold
Emblem.
on, my man in the chat said
Moving
it's def
on
not
to
a
the viewer
spin-off.
questions real
It's
quick.
def not a spin-off. It's definitely a spin-off. You don't think this is a spin-off?
No, I consider this
I
a
don't
main
think it is.
Pokemon game.
It's an add-on.
I mean,
If
you
they're
can label it
remaking-
whatever you want, but it's a main game. They're remaking a
Yeah.
main game, so it's a main game.
Y'all crazy.
I mean, you can say whatever you want. Again, it doesn't matter. But I don't think it changes anything because it's a remake of an original game. Like I would get that
In
if it was a
essence-
remake of
in
Coliseum
essence-
or something.
We don't even know if there's gems in it. We don't know what the hell's
All right.
going on in this game. We're just
But-
making assumptions right now.
We should. Well, we hope there's gems in
Gentlemen,
it.
gentlemen.
It looks
Is
like
the game-
it's based on Yellow, not
Is
Yellow
the game
version.
is the game going to be an enjoyable experience? Do we think it's going to be an enjoyable experience?
Probably.
Of course.
Then it doesn't matter. Let's move on.
Okay, but is it a core game? Wait, no, hell no. You don't get
Listen.
No, hell no, hell no. I'm not taking that. I'm not taking that because while you guys are talking about some super duper shit that doesn't matter 99% of the time, I'm sitting here in silence because I don't give a fuck. So you guys are gonna listen to what I'm saying, talking about it doesn't matter. So let's move on. I can say that about everything you guys talk about all the time.
He's lost it. He's gone.
Let's hear it. I want to hear the list.
He's gone.
Shuffle, what do we
He's
Y'all
not
got?
be,
gone.
you guys were
I wanna
talking
hear
about so which game would you download off the Wii? The Wii. I don't even know what the fuck you were
When
talking
did that
about.
happen? Oh, it happened.
This man asked us. This man asked us. He asked us what our favorite Wii Shop game was.
Okay,
Who
to be
gives
fair, that was a
fuck?
filler episode.
I don't give
That
a
was
fuck.
literally-
No, hell no.
If there was a beach
No.
episode,
Y'all not about to say. Y'all not about to skip what I want to talk about. Got me fucked up. Y'all not about to skip what I want to talk about because it doesn't matter. When you over here talking about what size Pyro's fucking shoe size is, man. I'm tired of this.
What?
That's what I'm-
Ever talking about pirate shoes?
that's the
Not one.
significance of some of the things you talk
once.
about. Some of
Not once.
the topics you put on the show notes, Roger, are literally the most insignificant pieces of shit I've ever seen in my life. True or false?
Okay, but
True or false?
wait.
True
True
or
or false?
false?
True or false? Did Lola Bunny not become one of the highlights of our entire show? Did that conversation not spark a debate that is still raging and will continue to rage until the ends of time? Yes or no, shoot?
I'm a rabbit fucker.
There you go. There's your answer. Oh,
And
boy.
that's why people watch.
Finally, people got their answer. People have always been asking, why is Shofu quiet?
That's
I don't
why.
know.
That's why it's quiet, because he doesn't care about pirate shoe size. There you go.
That's what I'm saying.
I thought you meant he's quiet because he's a rabbit fucker.
My man's got the mute button on his blue ready too.
Oh shit.
All
All
according
right,
to plan.
I'm not that serious. We can move on to the next topic.
Nah, you're that serious now. This is the hill you die on. You don't get a choice anymore.
I will
But
not
Ruby
die
and
on this.
Sapphire are the worst Pokemon games.
Absolutely.
I'd die on
All
Pyrrhus Hill. What?
Wait, what are the worst Pokemon games? Let's
Ruby
hear
and
this.
Sapphire. Emerald's
I
okay.
agree.
Ruby and
Wait,
Sapphire.
Wait, you talking
dog
about
shit.
regular Ruby and Sapphire? You talking about
He's
the
the
regular?
original.
ass Ruby.
Oris,
The
no,
regular
Oris
ass-
is worse.
Oris
Oris
is
is
10
worse.
Uh,
Oris is the worst.
At least
ever
Oris
made.
has the physical special split. And I
Who
can use
cares
Sneasel.
about that? What? The
I
Oris
do.
also has
The whole game
Oris
is
also has
dig.
that whole garbage Zinnia thing that people
Okay,
love
that's
so much.
post-game.
It's
I never even did it.
garbage.
Zinnia's
Absolute
trash, yeah.
garbage.
That was
They have a
trash.
remake of like Mauville City that didn't need to be
Okay,
there.
yeah, that makes
was
me
a
want to
giant
vomit. That's the
plot.
only thing about Oris that makes
Why
me
do
wanna
these
throw up
gym
compared
leaders
to-
look like they just came out of a catalog for like children's shoes? They look disgusting. I hate.
It's
these
a
gym
new
leaders.
clothing line
They're
Adam's
like, what?
making. It's called Little
Absolutely
Elves.
not, man.
It's a new clothesline.
Dude, the whole Oris was just an absolute mess of a game. And then that's where they added all the stupid time-shifting dimension garbage. It's like, oh, there's alternate timelines, and in this timeline, this game never existed. I'm like, I don't care about any of this.
So let's just
I'm not
we can
selling my
agree.
Pokemon games with this.
Can we just agree to let Hoenn sink?
At this point, I think it can.
No, 'cause there's people that will disagree with you because they were around.
Right.
They were around 12, 13 when that game came out, and that's all
I
they
don't give a
remember.
fuck about them.
But I mean, Emerald,
No,
Emerald, I would say is the best. Emerald's fine.
Not Oris.
Emerald's fine.
How is Emerald fine if Ruby and Sapphire are fucking dick? That doesn't make any
The
sense.
Battle Frontier? Are you kidding? The Battle Frontier alone.
What?
What
about-
Battle Frontier?
What
was
about the
awesome,
rest
dude.
of the game, guy?
Well, I'm not
All I'm
arguing the
saying
rest
is
of the game.
Archie
I'm
was right.
saying
What about the rest
Archie
of the
was
game?
right.
So I'm
Flood
just
the
over
world.
here. Word. That was my favorite gen before X and Y.
And you like
X and
Sonic
Y is
Boom?
your favorite gen?
I didn't like. No.
You didn't play Pokemon.
Okay, I was gonna be like, check
I
yourself
said,
real
I
quick.
said before. That was my favorite. Then I liked X and Y. And then I liked Sun and Moon as the favorite.
Bro, he likes 3rd gen, 6th gen, and
What?
7th gen. Get him out of here.
That
He's
is-
done. He's done.
What?
You know what? It's
Literally,
I
very,
saw
literally
I
the
saw this
3 worst
argument on Twitter
gens.
recently.
it's very ironic because like
Get him out of here.
if you ask a lot of people, like ORAS, like that first ORAS VGC format, it's one of the best ones. Like that's definitely top 3, like in general.
But
which is
hold on,
like
so I want to bring this up because I talked about this. People were somehow confused. Post game and metagame are two totally different
Absolutely.
things.
Absolutely.
Two totally. The metagame of Oris is great. The game itself
Is
is
dog shit.
garbage, poop-stained booty cheeks.
When
They're
I talk
terrible.
about Pokemon, I don't talk about
Terrible.
competitive ever.
And then we look at X and Y, and I would say that X and Y's main game is not good. But the metagame that evolved out of X and Y,
don't
the
know about
free
that
for alls, well, no, but I mean like the free for alls, and I think like sort of the explosion that happened on YouTube with all like the fun Wi-Fi battles and stuff. I think X and Y was a really fun generation if you're somebody who was a content creator. But I think if you're not, X and Y is one of the worst generations.
That's irrelevant, bro. What?
Can I pause the show to read?
I'm a
tweet
content
real quick?
creator. I think that gen's still some dick.
Yes.
But did you enjoy making content during Gen 6?
Yeah.
Man, people
Yeah, dude,
didn't
that's a
like Gen
separate thing.
6 because it's when some of these new corny ass PokeTubers started.
They blew up during Gen 6, which I think is fair. You can like that generation
Yeah.
for a reason, but just acknowledge the game is not very good.
What do
Can
you want to read?
What were we going to say, War Champ?
Yeah, can I freeze the show for just a second? I have like
Yeah,
a
go
really
ahead.
relevant tweet I want to read out.
Okay.
This was from 14 minutes ago.
Oh no.
I'm turning to
no.
a life of positivity after today.
Oh no!
Shofu.
Look. All day I've been dealing with these Smash niggas coming at me, all right? I've
You guys
had
didn't see
an
what Shofu tweeted.
I've had
man.
an AK-47 on my hip, spraying, and I sprayed
Did
at the
anybody
wrong
on the show
person
see?
with the wrong
I know what's
ammo, bro. All right,
Oh my god.
I didn't
Wait,
mean what I said, but I said some mean ass shit to somebody who didn't
Okay.
deserve it.
He
all
said
right?
the meanest
I
shit I
was-
seen him say.
He did.
I had
was like,
to reform, bro. I had to reform.
I didn't.
I
know
was
you-
letting
I mean, I
off
knew it.
shots. I was letting off
I don't-
shots. I had. She wasn't necessarily innocent,
No,
But-
no, bro. That's a
but
bystander,
she
bro.
didn't need to. She didn't need to get caught up in it. All right. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. I don't want to get involved with this. at all.
So I'm
I don't know what
that.
happened. I don't know what happened, but I heard she, and I'm like, nope. I'm getting myself a glass of wine. I'm not hearing this. Nope.
Look, I apologized. I deleted what I said. I
Look,
didn't
man,
mean
someone
it.
was-
It's gone. I apologize. All right.
It was basically someone was picking up their mail and then got shot in the chest for no reason.
No, because that's not what happened. That's not what happened. It's not like I said it for no reason.
It was more like she slapped Shofu and then Shofu shot her in the chest.
Yeah.
That's actually
Right.
dead ass.
That's what I'm saying.
Dead
Yeah.
I
ass.
could have just walked away. I
God.
was uninjured. I could have just walked away. I wasn't uninjured, but you know. Anyway,
You pull out a fucking gun.
I just.
what's wrong with me, man?
All right.
Social media doing this. That's why I gotta turn a new leaf. I gotta be nicer, man. I'm not a mean person. My persona on social media is not who I really am. I'm a nice guy sometimes, you know.
He's
Most
lying.
of the time.
Is the name of this episode "Shofu's the Liar"? Is that what
I'm definitely not lying.
Nah, this is the new shofu. I miss the old shofu.
Man, look.
Yeah,
this
put
is-
title this new.
people that take
new
Twitter
Shofu
a lot
Mario
more
Bros.
seriously than I do don't understand that I don't mean anything I say. All right,
Yeah,
I'll leave it at
New
that.
year,
I'll leave it at that.
New year, new shofu.
I'll leave it at that, man.
Oh,
I don't take Twitter seriously at all. So when I say some shit and people get mad, I just laugh. Like, that's... God damn it.
I just shofu racked up a body count today for no reason.
Hey, they came at me, man. I was just saying some bullshit. I don't even understand why people pay attention to what I say about Smash 4. I don't
Hey,
even like
you
that
know-
game or play it.
No, why?
People
the
like
fuck?
that, like, oh,
The
he's
same
so
reason why
irrelevant
people
now.
care when they talk when you talk shit about Pokken. The same
Yeah.
reason.
I know
The
that,
Pokemon
man. I
actually
just
boggles
don't.
my mind.
I just don't understand it, bro.
The internet was a mistake.
I don't
Badass.
understand, man. Don't, man. Just because I have a large follower count, you all of a sudden care about what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, that's literally how it works.
Keep
Yeah,
the
that's
same
what
energy.
people understand.
Keep the same energy as you would with a guy with no followers. Okay? Keep that same energy with me. I don't. What I'm saying is ignorant on
No.
purpose. I don't. Why would I tweeted earlier that all Bayonetta and Ryu players don't know how to play the game, but they get away with it because their characters are stupid. Like, obviously, I know Salem is super duper good. He's been good for the last 10 years at Smash Bros. Obviously, I don't mean him. Obviously, I don't mean everybody. Like, come on. I don't know, man. We can move on.
Wait, before we move on, I want to correct the record on something.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it. I'm interested. All right.
I didn't like Sonic Boom. I liked the story in Sonic Boom.
What the fuck?
What?
Wait, what?
We're
Huh?
returning to this.
Huh?
I didn't say anything.
Sonic Boom.
If you like Sonic Boom, I'm like, wait a minute, and then we moved past it. Couldn't correct it. I had to come in here and
Source?
say, okay, we sourced. It's on the street.
How did we go from shofu destroying people on Twitter to Sonic Book? You know what?
Look.
That's the
then
McNair
I
special.
named-
The best
I named
thing about
slandered-
Sonic Boom.
Shofu was
I had
throwing
to say
Sonic
here.
Booms on Twitter today, so
The best thing about Sonic Boom is
The
the
cartoon.
glitch in the original version of the game where the Knuckles, like, you pause it and then he flies into space infinitely. That's the only good thing about that game.
I would say the best thing is actually
Sonic
made
Boom.
Amy a character besides girl that follows Sonic.
What character? Like the Ty the Tasmanian Tiger girl? What's her name?
Sticks.
Sticks. Yeah, she's not in.
Sticks.
Dicks.
She's in the.
Shut up.
She's in the 3DS version.
I knew you were gonna do that.
there's no way.
I knew you were gonna say that.
She's in the 3DS version, and she's in the
I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna say it. I don't want to say this. Hold on. I'll put it in the. Wait. Hold on. We gotta turn that into a
Okay,
shirt.
don't,
we
no,
gotta
no,
turn that into
no,
a shirt.
Nope.
That's not even how you spell her.
Because you have C for C. It makes sense. With
No one's
sticks.
doing that.
That'd be funny. It'd be funny.
Anywho, just had to
all
come in here and say that. Okay.
This is turning into China time. Really
This
quick.
is. I would say
My
it's
name
actually
was
one of the
Simon.
best episodes this season. So
Is
There's been a lot of
did
good
that Smash
discussion.
League ever get disproven? That fake shit?
which one? The one where like Pikachu and Pikachu, Kirby, and Ness and Mario
Yeah,
and
they're
Luigi look up.
standing on a
Yeah,
hill.
Yeah, so that's what we were talking about. We were talking about this in the pre. Some guy made that leak and then put it out on the internet, let it fester on Twitter for like an hour, and then right away was like, "Just kidding, guys. I made this leak. Haha, follow me on Twitter." And it's like, where's the fun in that? Why would you do that?
Better ones too.
Yeah, why would you right away
The
disprove your own
animation-
leak? That's not even fun, man.
I called that out immediately. The animation was like not Nintendo quality. It looked like the animations looked like it was supposed to be slow-mo, but it wasn't animated like slow-mo.
Where is this? I want to see it.
It's in my
It's-
Discord. I'll go get it.
It's up here.
The only
somewhere.
thing that
I wanna-
bothered
I
me
wanna
was that
see.
Kirby's arms were going out of
Here.
his socket.
Here.
It looked
Dude,
really
it's
weird.
bad animation. You're gonna want to throw up.
Yeah, yeah. I was also
You're
wondering
too
what the
slow.
shadow. What was the shadow on the top?
I guess it's supposed to be Master Hand, but it's
or
like
Master Hand. Oh,
It's
okay.
a master forearm.
Well, no, we had this conversation. It's Master Chief.
Well, no, you got to explain the whole thing
No,
before you
it's,
see.
we don't have to. No one's gonna understand anyway.
Well, let's explain it. Let's hear this. Let's hear it.
It
Go ahead.
doesn't matter now. It's
You
useless.
have to. No, you have to explain
Fake
it.
and bad.
Yeah, that is not good.
You know what else is? I don't know where. Let's end the show.
You were gonna say no. You know what else is not good?
Yeah.
What were you gonna say? You know what else is not
I was
good?
probably
What?
gonna make fun of Ruby and Sapphire again.
Go ahead, please do. I'm giving you. free
I
rein.
was just gonna call it bad, but that's as far as I'm going. I'm gonna let the Hoenn people live their lives.
That's fine. Well, what we should do, we usually promise this at the beginning of the show, we should read some viewer questions. Let's go on the website,
Oh, no.
teamjapantime.com. Let's read some viewer questions. How about that?
Okay, I'm down.
I don't
Okay.
even remember what the viewer questions website is.
How do you
link.
guys forget this every time?
Because we do it once a week and then I don't remember.
Oh, makes sense.
Warchamp will put it in the chat.
Yeah.
If people want to ask questions, you can go to teamjapantime.cool/podcast.
That's it.
Everyone gift McDareth on Steam 5 Nights at Freddy.
Don't do that.
Why?
No.
He's actually
That's not my Steam anyway, but no.
Wait.
just
This
gift
actually.
it.
It's a
Hold on,
Fatal
this-
Crow.
This is
That's insane.
That's also wrong.
this has sparked the troll griefer inside me now that this is mentioned. I have a question. If someone's been gifted a game, can someone else gift them that game as well if they
So
haven't
you a
received the gift yet?
re-gifter? No, hell no. You better open it.
That's not what I'm asking.
No, you can't. You can't do that. They
He's
got rid of
saying-
that.
He's saying that
saying-
if person X gifted person Y a gift, can person Z also give person Y that same gift?
No, you can't do that.
Damn it! I thought we could like
Oh, okay, I thought they was
DDoS
out here
McNair's
re-gifting.
Steam inbox
Shofu, can you answer this viewer question?
and have to reject like 200 gifts.
DDoS is too soon.
What was the viewer question? Let's hear it. Read
What's
it
my,
out, Zeph,
what's
read
my
it out.
opinion on Ryu mains? Okay, my
Okay.
actual opinion on
Whoa.
Ryu mains. I respect him like any other goddamn player of any game or any character. It doesn't matter.
No, his actual opinion doesn't matter because Smash
the
4 is
only
trash.
the only people that
Sure,
have a
remember your blood
distinct
pressure.
personality that they probably shouldn't have is Veil players, man. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing inherently wrong with a Ryu player. I just don't personally, when I watch a lot of tournaments. I watch everyone I can, and to me, it looks like a lot of Ryu players are lacking some core fundamentals, or they will throw out moves where they definitely shouldn't because they can get
Up
away
tilt.
with it. Right. That
Up
up
tilt.
tilt's absolutely stupid. The hitbox is humongous. So you get up to. I watched Darkshot up tilt in the middle of the stage against Larry Alert and beat his ass. He didn't move. All right. When I see some shit like that, I'm like, okay, what the fuck is this? But obviously, that's not Darkshot's fault. That's Sakurai's fault. I should be mad at Sakurai, not Darkshot. He didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, don't be mad at my teammate.
Anyways, so that's how I actually feel. All right. But me going on Twitter talking about the Ryu man, look, none of that matters. All right.
Well, pulling Shofu out of the
Well,
depths, the first question I want to read out, this is actually something we had already brought up on the show. So bring this up first. This was asked to us on May 22nd by Wilson F2150, who said, not so much of a question, but an idea. Red's Eevee from the Pokemon Adventures manga was able to transform freely between its 3 Gen 1 evolutions.
Dude, that's
How cool would it be
busted!
as the Pokemon Switch rep that can do partial transformations like Corrin can in Smash 4. So we talked about this earlier, but clearly Wilson had the right idea a couple days before, so good on him. And he follows that up with another question unrelated to Eevee, who says, to follow the hype with the massive multiplayer free-for-all games, what are your thoughts on a subspace or Smash Run game where 50 people get thrown into a subspace stage, or say
Oh, no.
something like the Great Cave Offensive map to duke it out?
Only if I can get loot boxes by paying money as well.
That
And I have to use Pokebucks and a battle pass.
Yeah.
What are they called in Pokemon Quest?
They're called batteries.
Batteries.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like in like a 2D sort of game like Smash, it wouldn't really work
Yeah.
that well.
Yeah.
It'd just be kind of cumbersome to get around until everything started getting smaller.
And you see how bad camping already is in Smash? You want to play that?
Well, they'd have the circle and stuff.
They're gonna find a way. People camp on Yoshi's Story in Melee.
I do want Smash Run Online though.
Yeah,
If you
Smash
are
Pro Online
doing
would be
that stuff.
great. I'd be down for that. Next question is from Anya 3900, who says, What do you guys at Japan Time think the next step for Animal Crossing is? With the new
Coming
game
to the
seemingly in the works, according to the website changing, it seems hard to follow up on all the content in New Leaf without changing a lot of the formula.
Animal Crossing in space.
Animal Crossing dating simulator.
I'm down.
There are rabbits
wanna-
in that game.
Yeah, you would actually get to date a rabbit. There you go.
I'm leaving.
I don't know. I'd be fine with Animal Crossing changing the formula.
I would too.
Yeah.
I do kind of feel like there should be some way to have your friends live in the same town as you and affect your town online at all times.
I feel like we talk about this every time.
Yeah, and I think that would be a really neat thing to do. That's sort of like the logical next step in the direction of the franchise that no one's really talking about beyond us on this podcast. So that's
I
what I
want to
think
be able
we
to
should
play it with one Joy-Con.
Yeah, that
That'd be cool,
Pokemon
too.
thing made me realize how nice playing with one Joy-Con actually is.
Just
I
sit
did,
there and point.
Not even half the point. Just
No more
move
L
around.
equals A.
What?
L equals A. You just
What
use your
about-
left hand and play.
Oh
you
yeah,
move
yeah.
around and just press
Oh yeah,
L.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That'd be cool.
Cool.
Let me
Cool,
see.
cool.
Crocitis on Twitter said,
Cool.
if Rex, Pyra, or Mithra was in Smash Brothers on Switch, what do you think their moveset would be like? I feel like we've talked about that.
They'd all be together as one character.
There you go. Super
Well, we never
Psycho.
discussed the move
go-
set in particular.
Well, go ahead, McDareth. What are your
He
ideas?
swings his sword forward. He swings it backwards.
No, because you can. Oh, yeah, hold on, hold on. So, like, in all seriousness, Rex can use. So he has anchor shot, so he can have a tether, which like Shulk doesn't have. He can even use it as a grab, so like he can have both a tether grab and can tether the ledge. Have a Zare with that.
Her down tilt could be a kick, but I really feel like we need to know her shoe size. We could really talk about.
Oh my god.
Alright, no. Alright, here's something that I don't see people talk about often. So in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, there's this mechanic called blade combos where you use special moves and you put the orbs and whatever. Well, with both Pyra and Mithra, you could set up blade combos. I don't know how they would implement that, but that's something that they could possibly do.
What do you mean blade combos? Like switching?
So like you could I don't know, progressively, if you focus on using one of them, you could progressively if you use certain moves, you could progressively stack up
Yeah.
additive
break?
effects on the opponents and then break
I
the
get
orb.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just like in the game.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, that'd be cool. And
That'd be
maybe
really cool.
they could do the whole affinity thing where if you're using one of the two for long enough, like you know how the stream from the blade to the driver get like I forget how it works. I haven't played it.
It
forever.
goes from blue to gold.
Yeah, that could happen. If you want to focus more on using Pyra instead of having to switch, there could be an upside to both. I don't know. I think Rex has a lot of moveset potential, more so than most characters.
And I think people want them. I feel like they're cool characters.
But you think I think
include
I don't think he's getting in right away. I think something bad is gonna happen and we're gonna get Elma, and then people are
Prime
gonna get
DLC.
really mad.
I wouldn't be super mad if we get him as DLC eventually. Who cares?
I wouldn't be mad either, but you know that there's gonna be an outrage if Elma gets in before
Oh yeah.
Pyra and Mithra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole rifle thing that Sakurai was talking about, where he's studying like a character with a gun, it seems to allude to Elma, because I don't know who else that would be talking about.
Master Chief.
Well, that's the cheap.
Or Master Chief.
Custom Robo.
There's a few characters.
Super Psycho 27 said, for the Invitational or when the demo comes out, how many do you guys think will be in the demo?
I don't know what you asked
Can
because
you,
your mic cut
yeah,
out
can
like
you
5
say that one more
times.
time?
Oh, sure. Super Psycho 27 said, for the Invitational or when the demo comes out for everyone, how many stages do you guys think should be in the demo?
There'll be 2 stages for the everyone demo if we even get an everyone demo.
We won't.
Yeah, probably
Why
not.
not? Why wouldn't we?
Data
I don't
mining.
know. Yeah, everything has been getting
Actually,
data
you know
mined
what?
to
No.
shit.
Yeah, that's true. And they didn't have demos for Breath of the Wild or no, did they at some point or no? Am I crazy?
No, we didn't have a demo for Odyssey or Breath
Or
of the Wild.
Odyssey,
We only
yeah,
got,
that's what I was gonna say. Okay, yeah, maybe not.
Even that
we
aside,
got the entire Mario Tennis
But
roster.
they had no wait, hold on, they had a demo for Smash 4.
Yeah, but that was before data mining was running rampant.
What? No, it wasn't.
It wasn't as bad because the 3DS at that point wasn't as blown wide open.
Yeah,
That happened after.
anything from that. But then even past then, like we got Ryu, Lucas, and Roy all spoiled before like E3 when they got announced.
Yeah. I could see it not happening.
Nah,
but maybe,
you used
I
the
don't know.
same logic when we were talking about the Oris demo back in the day. They're not gonna put out a demo. The last game got data mined like shit, and then they put out a demo, and what happened? Got data mined like shit.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe they could do it.
I'd
even
be
if they
down
put
for
out
it,
a demo,
obviously, but
The question does ask about the invitational. So like, how many stages in the invitational?
probably like 5.
There were
Probably
quite
gonna
a
show
few
off
in
a new
the,
I don't
stage
even
per
think that, I don't
match.
even think that's worth asking.
the
honestly.
Smash 4 demo. What stages were in that? Pilot Wings, the Arena Faro stage,
Mario.
Final Destination was in there, Battlefield.
I do think that this is going to be a one-on-one tournament, so I don't know if we would get too many wacky stages.
I feel
I
if
agree.
the only stage to me that seems like it's a lock for this because there's going to be the I was going to say
Battlefield.
No. Is that since this is going to be happening at the same time as that Splatoon tournament thing, I feel like we're
Oh,
probably
yeah.
going to get a Splatoon stage.
Yeah,
I
we'll
think
probably
that's
do that.
probably going to be like the big new stage that we see from a new franchise. Is going to be like an Inkopolis or something.
Hmm.
Yeah, which is cool. I mean, I want that. Splatoon stage is going to be
Cool.
great, I'm sure. Let's see. Pineapple on Pizza says, "Would you rather have a new
No,
game
hell no,
to
don't
not?"
read that.
Don't answer that
Okay,
question.
all right. Cool.
No, I'm kidding. I'm
Norton
kidding.
three, Patrick, okay. Would y'all rather have the new game to not have characters balanced, but every character's fun to play, or have it well balanced and have over 50% of the
I
roster
knew
not
it.
fun?
No, hell no. Get him out of here.
That's really subjective because everyone's
want everyone to be
interpretation of
fun.
Yeah.
But see,
And then like everyone's interpretation of fun is so
Most
broad.
char-
Like certain characters in the games are like, some people hate playing them and then others love playing them.
look,
But
that's what I'm
like-
saying. First of all, it's like I don't like playing Mega Man, but Mega Man players love Mega Man. So as long as the character is fun in some kind of way, somebody will like them. So it's much more important for the game to be balanced because the game can be balanced and the characters can be fun at the same time.
Yeah.
True.
But I think
no-
if everyone is fun and broken, doesn't that make it balanced in some way?
No,
If everyone is broken,
I mean that's
Raw
basically
minus?
how Smash 4 is,
No,
anyways.
I
Most-
feel like there's always gonna be someone who's more broken.
Well, yeah, but I just mean there's a chance of the game being balanced if everyone is busted.
Smash 4, most characters have something about them that's really dumb. Whether it be, something like a fast move or a very strong move or hard to get out of move or something like that. So I think they did a good job with that game in the first place. I think they'll carry that over.
Cool.
Even the low tier characters have something about them most of the time.
I honestly just hope Pikachu gets a Supreme outfit from
Shut the
Stop.
fuck up.
That's clean.
I just want that as an outfit in Smash.
Norton
give me-
3
give me
Patrick on
Detective
Twitter. Oh yeah, that will probably get Detective Pikachu.
Hey.
Norton 3 Patrick on Twitter said, "Realistically, what if anything will be different in Smash 5? Don't just say nothing. They have to change at least something, even if it's just character balance."
Okay, the lighting is different.
There we go. Lightning King 25 on Twitter asked, "How would
Wait,
you
wait,
feel
wait,
about
wait,
having?"
wait.
No, we're moving on.
Right,
We have too many questions. That no,
There's
no,
a discussion there. Wait.
no. There's not a discussion there. We're moving on. Lightning King 25 said, "How do you
Wow.
feel about having certain clones being cut from the main game and then switched up and revamped for free DLC? Like, what if we had one free year of DLC after the launch with Dark Pit and Lucina getting new moves, Alf getting the Rock Pikmin, Octoline's getting a new take on the Splatoon moveset, or someone like Pichu having his electric move strong enough to take recoil damage? Seems like a fair trade-off."
I don't even know what the question was.
Yeah.
I just
So
heard,
basically, how do you feel about clones being cut from the main game, but then switched up and revamped for DLC later down the line, like free DLC?
I don't even care about
Sure.
clones being there.
Like if they nuke Lucina and she got a cooler moveset as DLC later.
Sure, I guess.
She
but,
was free
I mean,
DLC.
I'd be down. Sakurai said it takes no time to make those kind of characters,
Yeah,
right?
why
So I'd be down
make
for
them
even
DLC?
more. I'd be down for even more clones because it doesn't take effort and
Yeah.
there's no slots in Smash.
Just revamp them and don't make them DLC. Like,
Yeah, that's
there
another
you
thing
go.
too. People think that a clone character somehow took up so much time that
Yeah.
another character could have been in their place.
That's why the pick of the day was great because Sakurai said, I think in a pick of the day, that these characters don't take any time, so he made them just because they have a large following.
Right.
And I think that's
Yeah.
great. Why not have even more characters like that?
Right, because
Dude,
Smash in a lot of ways is fan service. in like a lot of ways. So like the more you like, there like you said, there's no slots. Like there's like Lucina is not taking someone's slot. It's just the fact that like, hey, look, this character's easy to put in, so why wouldn't I? Because someone's gonna buy the game because they're going, oh, I love Lucina. I want to play as Lucina. Like that's a selling point. So why wouldn't you just maximize those as much as possible?
There's a lot of potential for the clone characters too.
It does seem to me too that like Octolings feel like a pretty safe bet in terms of like a secret clone character in the new game. That feels like one that, because Splatoon is so big right now in Japan, and because they have like the Octoling DLC, that I don't think they'll just relegate them to alternate costumes for the Inklings. I think they'll be like an Octoling clone slot.
Complaining about clones is like complaining about getting a complimentary mint at the end of a meal.
Yeah,
That's a great way to put it. Yeah,
actually, that's the best. That's the best. Yeah, yep. You got it.
Soda7772 on Discord said, "What do you guys think of Balloon Fighter or the Golfer being the retro character to pay homage to Iwata? Those being Iwata games."
I think it could be cool, but I don't know. I
think Villagers Up B would have to change if a Balloon Fighter got in.
What do you think his new up B would be?
I don't know, because Villagers Up B is the exact same pose that Balloon Fighter takes.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think Balloon Fighter would be neat though.
Yeah, I have him on my roster as the
but they'd
retro.
have to cut Villager because Balloon Fighter's his up B.
That's what I just said, motherfucker.
All right, so Serial Blocks on Twitter just said, "What do you think loading?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I say yes to that.
I think his internet cut out entirely because he's not even trying to speak.
What do you think the loading screen will look like in the new Smash?
Man, what?
I'm not answering that.
Do people stay up at night wondering what the load?
Yes.
What does it hurt to imagine though?
If there's not a Smash Ball logo in the corner with a little thing spinning around it, I'm not buying the game.
Yeah.
I would more think the title screen and maybe the menus. Loading screen's a little.
I hope the loading's fast enough that we don't need to wonder about that.
We don't have
the load times on
happen.
As long as the load times aren't fucking 10 years like they are in Brawl and Smash 4.
Yeah. All the Switch games so far are really fast loading. So
cartridges, yeah.
Yeah. We don't have a host, so.
Would you like me to read the questions?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. El Vegigante on Twitter asked, "The GameCube controller has been the staple controller for Smash Bros. Ever since the release of Melee. Seeing as the Switch is heavily advertised as playing on the go, and the GameCube controller not being able to be used on a mobile setup, do you think the GameCube controller will finally meet its end as the best Smash Bros. Controller?"
Absolutely not.
No.
What?
I think that the Smash. I think that the Switch Pro controller is good for Smash, but the GameCube controller is just what people have been used to for 20 years.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Even I wish the GameCube controller would die. None of the Switch controllers are going to because they all lag.
Yeah, they all have input delay.
Like they're all ass.
It's something they could fix with firmware updates to the controller, but
maybe.
Yeah, I don't think it's happening.
Like God knows what they've done that fucking plugging the Pro controller in wired makes it have more input delay. So God knows what they've done or if they can fix it.
So the question is it basically guaranteed that when they announce Smash, they also announce what they're doing about the GameCube controller?
I mean,
the adapter already works.
Yeah.
They made it work by accident.
All right, next couple on questions.
One thing real fast, because he mentioned like you can't use a mobile mode. You can. If you have a USB-C adapter that goes into a normal USB, you can still just plug into that.
Yeah. Cool.
I just want to reiterate, if you plug in a Nintendo Switch Pro controller so that it's wired instead of wireless,
high latency.
It is A, has more input lag wired, and B, you can't use amiibo functionality anymore. The controller gets worse and loses functionality if you plug it in.
Okay, yeah. It's Nintendo. Just Nintendo things.
How? What did they do?
I don't know, but moving on to the next question. Dash Dance Grab on Twitter asks, What features would you like to see in a ranked mode? Personally, I would like to see an ELO ladder and best of 3 sets with stage bans and counter picks.
I'd like to see a no shitter net mode.
I feel like there should be like in that vein, like something like I like that Dota does. A lot of games I don't think do. It's like something like low priority, where if you disconnect a bunch, throw you in different people. So
yes, let me get a jail system like they do in Killer Instinct, where they just say no.
Isn't that
you're
already
not
a
allowed.
thing? If someone reports you, you get put in hell.
Yeah, but it's like a max 20 minutes.
Oh.
In ARMS ranked, they only try to connect you with people who
in
have
what?
good connections with you. Huh?
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, nice.
That's good.
It's not for like free play. It's only for ranked.
Pokken doesn't do that. Pokken is like, oh, this guy can play. Oh, look, his connection is in a toaster. Wonderful.
Enjoy.
Hopefully that's fixed with the new online service.
Hey, look who's
You
back.
just- I hope. Yeah.
Where'd you go?
I have no idea. Apparently,
Roger
you guys
was
couldn't hear
fucking
me,
again.
so I had to fix my mic.
He was fucking. Don't listen to him.
Well, if only. So which question are we on right now?
I don't know.
The next one is from X Quat.
Okay, so Xmas Quattro says, what are your thoughts on having a subspace emissary-like mode where one part comes with the game and the other parts are released in episodes? This would keep people interested and excited for the episodes to drop, wouldn't take up a ton of extra development time like before Launch did with Brawl, gives them time to thoroughly animate the cutscenes, and allows them to bring DLC characters into the story. Also, it allows each episode to focus on certain characters and groups before they all unite at the end, considering the large-sized roster.
Who asked this question?
Xmas Quattro.
Xmas Quattro.
All right, everyone follow his footsteps. He actually thought out. That was a good question. I like that question. I never even considered that.
And what did he say?
Yeah. Would you want Subspace to come out in episodes? So like it comes with a bit of it on the base game, and then more and more gets added through updates to add DLC characters to keep the story going, and then when the whole roster's complete, there's like a final episode where everyone unites at the end.
Sounds real clean.
It'd be clean.
That sounds great.
The thing
I
I
like
like the
that.
most is that he said it doesn't take up a lot of development time like Brawl, because they don't have to work on it to get it out by launch.
Exactly.
That sounds really
Just
good.
keep working on it. Yeah, I like that. Good compromise.
Thank you, Professor Quattro, for teaching everyone.
Retro Evie on Twitter said, "Hope you had a good day. When they released the soundtrack for Smash 4, when you register on Club Nintendo, as well as posters for newcomers, but since Club Nintendo is gone, how do you think Nintendo is going to release soundtracks for the new Smash and posters for the newcomers?"
Buy them on iTunes.
Yeah,
No
they're probably-
posters.
I feel like they're not gonna release them.
Yeah.
Okay, this next one is from Arcade Blog on Twitter, who says, "I feel that among the core Smash Brothers community, content creators like you guys, there seems to be a competitive bias. There's all the demand for a hazard toggle, more legal stages, and I see a decent amount of talk among fans on a very specific mechanic that casuals such as myself don't get. Things such as momentum and high-level tech. But then again, is no items and legal stages the preferred way to play among fans? Show of hands, how many of you, both on the podcast and in the chat, play with items on hazardous stages unironically?"
All right, chat. If you play with items on, type in "Hey guys." Let me see all of them. 2 emotes. That
I
are
think
in the
most
chat.
of us. I think most of us on Japan Time are a mix. Like,
Yeah.
I definitely like playing with items on, but sometimes I also just want to play one-on-one. The thing is, like, what's the harm in adding hazard toggle or something like that? It's just more options.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I
there's
agree.
stuff like momentum, where it doesn't affect casual players. Things like wave dashing and L canceling affects casual players. Momentum doesn't. That's just something to make the game feel better. So I don't really think it's a big deal.
I could probably tell you like a majority of the items and assist trophies in Brawl. I couldn't tell you jack shit about what's in Wii U.
Yeah, Brawl with
I
items
could-
is my shit.
Bring back, if you're going to bring back any item from Brawl, bring back the Cracker Launcher. That was so much fun.
I mean,
Please
we
bring
all-
that
we
back.
all
What'd you
know
say?
why that one
Bring
died.
back the what?
We
The
all
Cracker
know why-
Launcher.
Yeah, that's why it died.
Bro, what'd you say?
The Cracker.
That's the
Yo,
actual
TOS?
name of it. Fuck off.
TOS?
Yo, bro, you trying to get Shofu banned? What the fuck?
Anyway, so next question is from Cheers,
Gonna launch
who
you.
says, with Nintendo being $20 and the family pack being $35, doesn't that seem a bit weird? If you guys think about the moment there is more than one person, the family pack is much more value. That feels like they are missing out on a lot of money willingly. That means they can't need money that badly for online services. Do you think it really means that it will be bad? What?
What?
No.
That is
Okay.
the dumbest question I've
That's
ever
a
heard.
pretty bad question.
Nintendo doing
Next.
a good deal for you, and you're like,
Next.
well, shouldn't they be gouging me for money?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
weird.
not a conspiracy theory. Plus, when Nintendo Online rolls out, it's not gonna be. It's not like they're gonna turn servers on. Nothing's gonna change.
No,
It's just
you're
you
gonna
pay to play
for it.
online now. Yeah.
Right.
Nothing is magically just gonna change.
No. Jur Daniels 12 says, "Oh, this is another Eevee question. With all the focus on Eevee, do you playable in Smash? Every Smash game has had 2 Pokemon newcomers. Do you think we could see Eevee in a Gen 7 Ultra?" So, okay. Young BCE says, "What's Shofu's opinion on Rio mains?" So we already got through that. And finally, Panda Pornstar 5537
Okay.
says, "What mainline game lets you 2v1 enemy trainers?" So that's in response to the conversation we had earlier
That's big
about
facts.
Let's Go Pokemon.
That's what I was saying
What?
earlier yesterday. What kind of
Mainline.
mainline game, core game, lets 2 people play on the same console at the same time? A nice talk.
Yeah. That's it for viewer questions this week. So you guys
Not
want
if
to
you
wrap this
refresh
up?
the page.
Oh, are there more?
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
there's
Are they
Oh,
good? Are they good, or could we just like?
Hold on, I'm skimming. No, they're all awful. They're all
Oh my
garbage.
god.
Oh wow, these are pretty bad.
Where on the Discord?
No, I refreshed the page and there was more
Oh.
questions. They're all bad.
Some of these
Here,
are.
let's just rapid fire the real bad ones. How would you like
Okay.
Phoenix Wright in Smash Switch? Fuck off. If Pokemon Yellow was remade as a dating sim, would it be a spin-off or a remake? Fuck off. Hey Shofu, when is
What?
Brad the God coming back? Fuck off.
What?
Who?
These are all bad.
Y'all some meme,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Well, it's like because they came up with them
Someone
on the
asked about
spot.
you,
They didn't
or-
actually think.
Brad the God.
Yes, I've done a lot of things before Japan time. Zach likes games. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
nothing good. There's
like-
nothing good here.
I swear, Tower Games only talks about Scorpion. Every
We're
time
good.
I see
We're
this
good.
guy, something about
Nintendo Geeks 678 says, "What's your opinion of instead of Decidueye in Smash 5, we drove on Pokemon
Just
Mystery
stop.
Dungeon?"
Just stop it. No,
Making
no,
it
no.
worse. You're honestly just making my brain.
Don't even
just
talk
crumble.
about it.
I mean, I wanted to
Pokemon
read it
Mystery
out.
Dungeon made me
I
quiet.
swear,
when I was
half of,
7
I,
years
swear,
old.
I swear half of the viewer questions are just people just slamming their fingers into the keyboard, and it musters up a question.
Kind of feel bad for bullying
Okay,
the viewers,
okay.
but you guys
I have a question.
Let's hear it, Tito.
All right, so recently, like I said, I bought the Switch, right? And I was like, all right, I'm gonna buy 2 games right now. Okay, so I bought Splatoon because I wanted a multiplayer game. I'm gonna take a risk, so I bought Mario Rabbids. Okay,
Okay.
and I thought the game was gonna be trash because it was made by Ubi. Okay, and I hate Rabbids.
Yubi.
That game is fire.
Yeah, that game's clean.
That game is fire. So my question is, what is one game that you either played or bought expecting it to be okay, but ended up being fire?
Arms.
Damn, that's hard to.
You're
What?
lying.
I'm not.
You,
Go look
you
at my
set this
play.
up yourself. You set it up.
Like, I mean, Mike can attest to this. He's seen my view
Okay.
history
That's
on my
'cause you guys
Switch.
don't- you
I
guys don't
play
care
a
about
lot,
competitive games though.
but I play on ranked. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
that's
man?
fine. I mean, it's
That
not
doesn't
really
matter.
made for competitive.
That's kind of a hard question because I don't really buy games that I expect to be trash.
Well,
It's
just
hard
like
to
played
answer
it.
in
I
this
said
day
played
and
it,
age.
He said
played, yeah.
okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I expected like
He's just asking if you've been pleasantly surprised by a game
Yeah.
you played.
Yeah,
But
I mean
I
that
get-
was literally Arms for me. For me, I thought it was going to be fine, and then I liked it, and I actually really ended up enjoying it. And I get why other people don't like it that much. I totally understand. I'm not trying to convince you to play Arms. I'm just saying that personally, that was that game.
I don't. Is this just for Switch games or just in general?
I was just using the Switch as an example, but like any game, but like Nintendo game, like whatever. Like I would just use because that's the most recent and probably biggest example I had.
Okay, for me, it would probably be the first Xenoblade. Like, I didn't go in expecting that game to blow my mind as much as it did. And then it did.
Good answer.
For me, recently, it was Star Allies for Kirby. The more,
Okay.
the closer that game got to release, the more and more I was questioning wanting to buy it because I've just been hearing negative things. But when I got it, I played it and I beat it all in one sitting, and then I went back and I played all the side modes because I had a lot of fun. And now we're getting free DLC pretty consistently. So I mean,
That's a game I've been like, is that game? Would you say that game is worth $60?
Yes.
yeah, because it got 3 new characters. It's getting 3 more soon, and then it's getting 3 more after that.
Because that was my issue with Rabbids. Is like, is this game worth 60? And then like I just playing it, I'm like, all right, there's a lot here, and they just like are releasing the Tropical Freeze DLC. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
mean,
it is.
prior
It's a
to-
relaxing game though. Like, don't go in expecting like.
No.
Yeah.
Prior to Star Allies, I mean, I wasn't a. And I always thought it was fine. I don't think there's ever been a bad Kirby game, but I actually genuinely liked the Waddle Dee marks, all the little like extra stuff they added, and all the little Star Allies that you get when you're playing through the game.
Sure.
I want more Kirby characters in Smash now.
For me, I would say Xenoverse 1, because I definitely did not expect to go as into the game as I did. And for like a single player game, Dragon's Dogma, because like that was a game my friend was like, you should buy this, and I just absolutely love that game now.
I can answer the reverse of Tito's question.
So, you thought it was gonna be good and ended up being trash?
Yeah. Arms.
Totally fine.
Pokken.
Pokken. I was like, Shofu gotta say Pokken here. I was about to
See, I was pleasantly
Pokken.
surprised for a while. They had me fooled.
Shofu
until-
tricked me. He tricked me.
I tricked a lot of people, bro. See, but it's not my fault.
I
When,
would
before the game came out, I was having a blast with it. All right. When online got up and there was a lot more people on rank, that's when I started to see some faults. All right. But before that, I really liked it. I never really liked Arms as much as I liked Pokken. So, anyways.
I wouldn't have cared if Arms wasn't a full price title. I dropped $90 on that fucking game and I played it for 5
He
minutes.
lives in Canada, bro. His money's not worth anything.
Oh,
so it's a lot.
oh.
Yeah.
A lot more.
That's why
I
we have
actually
to be
just-
extra careful when we buy games.
I remembered something that I bought and I absolutely hated after 5 seasons, and that's
I wish I
Brawl
bought
Out.
that game physical.
Brawl
I
Out
wish
is
I bought
terrible, man. Ugh,
I bought it for the meme, so I can't even be mad.
it's terrible.
I regret buying Splatoon 2.
Damn,
Why?
that's
You
a
know what game I
hot
thought?
take.
You know what game I thought was gonna be fire, but was trash? The Mario Tennis on the Wii U.
The
Oh,
Mario
I could've
Tennis on
told
the
you that
Switch
was
is
gonna
gonna
be-
Mario
Switch
Tennis
looks
on the Switch
clean, yeah.
coming out this like was it Friday or tomorrow?
No, the
Friday,
demo
right?
is on June
Or
1st.
the
and then-
demo I meant
Yeah.
Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yo, Splatoon 2 is great. What don't you like?
It's not that it's a bad game. I just can't get into it. That's the thing. Like I can't keep my my interest in it.
I would say for me, so this is an old game, but I bought Divinity 2, not Original Sin 2, like literally Divinity 2, like Dragon Knight Saga or something. That game is so bad. I was like, oh, this the guys that made Original Sin, this should be fun.
Isn't that the shit you were streaming?
Yeah, that game's awesome.
For me, it'd definitely be if the reverse, Ultra Moon. Absolutely. I've never struggled to play a Pokemon game for most of it ever in my fucking life. Than playing the first 70% of Ultra Moon.
Yeah.
I wanted to rip my hair out, and I was like, the only reason why I'm playing this is so I can play VGC. But like, it was awful.
Oh yeah, also for me, Sonic 06.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Is that the one where he's trying to fuck that one girl?
Yes.
The game that doesn't work.
That
Yeah.
game's clean.
And like you guys don't understand how much I love Sonic games.
Zeph,
right?
that is not a distinct enough descriptor when it comes to Sonic games.
I mean, no, 06 is like
it literally doesn't work.
it's like the reason I quit playing 06, I had like 0 achievements. I went through all Sonic stories in the last one. There's a waterfall section, you can't tell where to run, so I died a bunch of times, had to restart, I just stopped playing. It is like I beat Sonic Boom in one sitting, so it tells you how much I hate 06.
It's
game's
bad by
clean.
Sonic standards too. So it's like,
Can we talk about how good Sonic 06 is?
okay, he came to my
I
house
almost-
and played
I almost-
the game, and I thought I was having a seizure while watching.
I almost gave an answer to something that I thought was going to be amazing, and then ended up really not liking after like a week, and I realized that I probably shouldn't say it because of what I
Why?
do on YouTube. Dragon Ball Fighter Z is
You said
my
it wrong.
answer to that. Well, it doesn't matter.
I
That's
actually,
fine.
no, I agree with you. I don't like that game anymore.
I bought it and really, really liked it for like a day, and
It
then
tricked me.
yeah, I kind of got tricked because then I started playing online. I went through that horrible lobby
That's your
system
mistake.
where you have to walk around. It's just like not fun. It's boring. You either get like matched up with people who are griefing and they get super mad at you for beating them with like really basic tactics and they like rage quit, or you get like this weird lobby thing where like you have to like walk into an arena with other people. It's just like
Oh yeah,
it's
no,
not
you were
fun.
that means you were playing when the game was messed up, and it was messed up for a while.
Oh, should I go back and give it another try? I still have it.
I mean,
Yeah.
if your
If that
problem,
was your biggest issue, then
yeah,
yeah.
if your problem
That
was
was the
not
big
the actual
issue.
game,
No, I thought the game was fine.
I was pissed off playing that game, bro. I was really pissed off. It was
The
annoying.
gameplay
I
is
couldn't even
something I don't
stream
like.
it. I'd be trying to stream it, and for hours I wouldn't be able to get a match.
Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, they fixed.
I mean,
it
if they
up.
fixed it, I'll give it another try.
It's better
way-
now.
It's way better now.
Okay.
It took them way too long to fix it, though.
Yeah, now people don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah. I liked playing the single player. That was fine. I just liked playing.
That single player is very good.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. But cool. I'll give it another chance then if that's the case. If you guys said they fixed it.
Yep.
Cool. Is there any other stuff you guys want to talk about, or do you want to wrap this?
I'm good with the ending.
Cool.
One other game that people might hate
Oh,
me
boy.
for is Mario Kart 8. I hate
You
it.
don't
It's
like it?
No, I
You
didn't
hate
like
it?
No, it's like you're talking about a game that you bought expecting to like. I just didn't like 8. Like I really liked Mario Kart, but didn't like the 8.
You're never gonna like Mario Kart again.
I like Deluxe. I play at Shofu's place, but I just never bothered buying it. But 8 on the Wii U, I didn't like at all.
How come? They're like the same.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just like something with the handling in Deluxe, to me at least, felt a little different, and no fire hopping was also
Well,
nice.
characters' stats got heavily changed in Deluxe. So yeah.
You have deluxe.
I don't.
No, it
I
doesn't.
played it at Shofu's.
I need to sell Splatoon to get Mario Kart. That's what I gotta do.
I like me
I
some
was
Mario Kart.
surprised by Sonic Colors.
Sonic Colors was good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When I went into it, I was expecting it to be Generations, but just worse.
Yeah.
And now it's my favorite Sonic game, actually.
That's
That
a
was
nice, clean game.
Sonic
That
Colors
is-
is probably like one of the only good 3D Sonics.
Yeah.
I still
it's
like
not
Adventure
mostly
2.
2D.
Adventure 2 is fun. The Chow Garden and everything. I like Adventure 2.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then we're going to wrap this up. We're going to go in Discord order. Where can people find you guys?
You can find me everywhere at Coastward, and you can join my Discord at coastward.moe.
Oh boy.
Find me at McDareth on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Also, this weekend I'll be at DreamHack Austin if anyone's there, and I'll be doing Pokken commentary in top 8. So tune in.
Nice.
TeamJapanTime.cool.
Yeah.
Find me everywhere on YouTube, on Twitter, on Twitch, on Instagram, on Discord as RogersBase, ROGERSBASE. And go watch my live reaction to the new Pokemon games because I freaked out.
Huh. The one time his mic doesn't cut out is when he's plugging himself.
Wonder
It
why
really
that
makes
is.
you
I don't
think.
know.
Interesting.
Makes you think. Tito, it's you, man.
We're skipping Shofu? Okay.
He never says it.
Okay.
You
that's
can
fine.
find me that way, where the money's at.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That way. Okay. Well, I'm over here.
Not this
'cause-
way, that way.
No, my money. So then my money went that way.
No, because I'm that way. Your money
That's
is
what I'm
this
saying.
way.
No, my money went that way so I could sit here during this podcast. That's what I'm saying.
How'd your money get
Anyway.
over there then?
Look. Anyway, you can find me on Twitch and on Twitter at TitoKMF, TITOKMF. A lot of VGC stuff on YouTube as well. Same thing. Next event I will be at is CEO. So I'll be doing some stuff there. So you wanna chill out, I'll be there.
The fuck was that?
You can't actually find me anywhere. I'm elusive. I'm a mystery.
What?
That's
Wow.
not true. You can find this man at teamjapantime.cool/team/Virum.
Except for that. That's the one place you can
Why
find
are
me.
you
You can also find me.
Cool.
Huh?
Cool.
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 Are
So
you
is
not
that
looking
your
at this
entire
stuff?
thing, War Champ? Just the cool?
Just the
Cool.
cool thing?
No,
All
Tito
right.
asked a question why it was cool, and I explained. It's cool.
Cool.
All
Why
right.
not? Nice.
We're going to skip War Champ then. All right, Zeph, where can people find you?
This Captain Zeph on Twitch. I'm gonna stream right after this bitch.
Right on. And keep in mind, next week, we are going to be 1 week away from the official reveal of Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo Switch. Next week's episode is you are not going to want to miss. It will be
What? It's
at
what?
regular
It's
time.
what?
Next
It's what?
week's episode is going to be an episode you will not want to miss. It's going to be at the regular time on Monday, we're going to be doing E3 predictions for all the massive companies, Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony, Square, Ubisoft, everybody, Bethesda, whatever. It's going to be a really fun episode. You do not want to miss this one. And until next time, who wants to take us out? Tito, you're our guest. So do you have any weird story that you want to tell us before we wrap up the show?
Yeah, so Shofu spoiled himself and then yelled at everybody and then deleted the spoilers chat the other day. So,
Shofu? What?
That's facts. That's definitely facts.
We had a spoilers chat.
I have a spoilers chat. Dude said, "Yo, I'm posting spoilers in the spoilers chat." All right.
Wait, for what? Spoilers for what?
For Food Wars.
Oh, Food Wars is crazy. They just have the new E10.
Whoa,
Stop.
So I got the spoilers chat where people are allowed to post spoilers, but see, the thing is, it's in the middle of some other chats. So I clicked on the spoilers chat by accident.
Oh yeah, no.
I spoiled myself.
And
My
then he
spoilers chat is
yelled
at
at
the bottom of my
everybody
Discord.
else, bro.
No, I did not.
Okay, you were.
No, the fuck, I did not. I said, fuck! And then I proceeded to call myself an idiot for clicking on it because I had that chat there in the first place. I didn't blame anybody but myself. I know it's
Okay,
my
but
fault.
you roasted the fuck out of Feds.
Nah.
Or whoever posted it. I forget who posted it. I forget.
Oh, it was Lunar's dumbass.
Oh, you.
I
roasting
blamed
him right
myself.
now.
I absolutely blamed myself for that.
No, you did.
That doesn't mean that chat. That does. Okay, of course the chat's gonna disappear. I'm not taking that risk again. That's way too dangerous.
I put my spoilers chat at the very bottom of my Discord.
Yup, me too.
yeah.
Yup.
I'm safe there.
It was
I
weak,
just don't
yo.
have one.
That's what I'm.
I should
saying.
probably. You guys said that I should probably stay off Twitter right now because I'm pretty sure any minute One Piece spoilers are going to come out.
Hey,
You do
but
not
to
want to
end
be
it,
spoiled at all.
yeah, I got some final words of wisdom to
Let's
end
hear
this
it,
off.
Coast. Let's hear it.
Hey, if you're gonna be fucking rabbits, use protection. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a good night.
What?
Okay, well, what should I do if I'm coming for Coast?
Japan Time is filmed in front of a live studio audience.